Hey guys, alrighty, so coming back on, going to do some more Valentine Day stuff, and I had a little thought Rue earlier, and I wanted to look and see. So, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that thought, but it's all good. We made these already, which they are so cute. Need a little bit of dremeling and so forth. So probably will do, this will end up being a three-parter. Basically, if you want to watch how like I finish those, you know, I think that'll be good. So I was thinking about this, and I wanted to do a couple of them here. So I'm going to go ahead and step one, take your lid off. Like 101, take the lid off. It's a good thing I got more coming. But let's go ahead and get that first like layer. And if you remember with this one, you have to build it backwards. So this layer will actually be the front. The piece that you want to see, the side you want to see from. So we just have to remember that when we're building it, so that we build it appropriately. So because of that too, I want to make sure that I get my bubbles out. But we have to be careful because this is not a silicone mold, so it can very much catch fire, as we learned the last time. Luckily didn't catch it fire, but you know, let's not start with this one either. See, the bubbles on this one are really towards the bottom and not on the top surface, so I had to shimmy them up a little bit, make them, entice them to come to the surface to be poppity pop popped. There we go. Okay. Sometimes those air bubbles, you just get them and you're like, I just gonna get a pop already. Alright. Get that curing. Probably block that. Whoops. So that we can start another one. This one you could build either way. So I'm gonna do it the other way, that the bottom is at the back is the bottom. The bottom is the back. I don't know what you want to call it. So with this, I'm going to put a small layer in here, maybe. Go around our little knot there. Just want to try a few more of our little things that we had, so that I pulled out to get to play with, you know, just some things. Now this is silicone, so it should be able to withstand pretty decent heat. Being that it's the back, I'm not like overly like concerned about getting every bubble. Obviously, you don't want to just have bubbles all in it either. So I'm just gonna take a few of these. They're little hexagon and pink stars and circles of glitter, which I get stars and stuff aren't, and hexagons maybe aren't really Valentine's Day, but the color is what I'm going for. Okay, well, we just piled all that in there. That's fine. And that's another reason why I'm not too concerned about bubbles with this layer, is because with glitter, it's going to give you such a look that the bubble is not going to stand out. If you are going with a clear, and I need it to be clear all the way through, you're going to notice a bubble if there is one. So gonna be, it's all depends on what you are making. So that's kind of what I'm doing there. I'm just getting a layer rolling. Okay, pop that one in. So we're doing this nice rotation. Nice rotating. Okay. Give me a paper towel for us. Just so that I can, excuse me, wipe off my tool. Alright. So, I'm going to do a love you and a kiss me. Yeah, this is getting low. We'll see how many projects we can master before this is completely out, because I mean there's still a lot in here, so I'm not like overly worried, but obviously it's getting lows. Low. Alright. I'm gonna put a dollop on each one, and then I'm gonna pop some bubbles. So this is one that would, like, because we don't have any glitter in here, you're gonna want your bubbles more popped. And we are building backwards on this set. I'm just gonna kind of smush you around, make sure that you hopefully get all those air pockets out. The nice thing is you can still move it at this point. And then I want to do, I don't know if this is going to be too big for this mold. You know, my resin is over here like exploding out of the thing. What is going on? What's going on, y'all? Let's, my gracious. I don't know if it just had, like, to get the air back in it. I don't know. I've never had that happen. It just happenstance looked over. So let me bring this into your view and not out of camera. So I'm just taking my silicone brush to wipe it off of the top. I don't know. That was crazy. I mean, it is cold in this room, so that could be playing a role in it. Okay. I'm gonna have to wipe that with a paper towel just to get it to where it's not, I don't want it to, what do I want to say, I don't know what I was going to say. I don't want it to seal the lid on when the lid decides that it's going to get put on. There was a ton of bubbles on the side there, so I went ahead and just popped those up. And I'm just randomly putting some of this glass. It's not as, I was worried it was going to be too big chunks, but it's fine. Okay. And then we have this heart going because we started it. So we'll just do a little, I need another hand. Like, I need a hand to be able to move here, to move there. If you didn't watch video 1, I would pause here, go back, watch video 1. I do a lot more of the explaining. Once I'm doing episode 2 here of this series, I've already, essentially, I'm like, oh, you've seen round 1, you have an idea of what's happening, so I'm not super worried about, like, explaining things. But obviously, I don't want you to feel like you've missed out on some of that. So if you haven't watch that, definitely go watch it so that you can get that experience. So I want a little splash of color, and I normally probably would have mixed this in like a little silicone cup, but because we had that explosion with the Micas, the explosion with the resin, I just am throwing the mica right on top and then gonna mix it this way with a silicone brush so that I'm not scratching the mold. This mica, and by doing so, we are creating a lot of bubbles in here. So just note that, like, you know, it's gonna need a minute to let those bubbles probably rise up and get more in position. Now it probably looks really light on camera because this is a red, blue, like color changing, shifting. So, and like in the first video I talk about, you know, don't catch your resin on fire with the lighter, and like some of those, I don't want to say basics because they're not necessarily basics. It's just how you're working with resin. You've got to do some of these things. So, whereas this one, I'm just like, okay, we're moving here, moving there. Explain like why we have that blocked, all that. Doesn't look like it decided to explode anymore, so that's good. Y'all are good. Alright, let's fill these up a little bit more and cure it, because then I have thoughts. One of the reasons why I wanted to go back in the same one of these that I did earlier, the same exact mold spot, was I want to see how this candy mold holds up. Kind of an experiment with it. You know, we learned that this does work, so that's exciting. But now, how does it hold up doing a second heart knit? Is it gonna get more stuck? Is it gonna not cause any, like, are we gonna notice any difference? Obviously with the candy mold it was a little bit challenging getting it out, but not like into the world challenging. So I'm kind of curious. We're gonna, you know, kind of play with that. It's just a piece of gloss there, but quite a bit of bubbles going on, and it's partly because the glass is the way it's positioned. The resin has to sink under there, and then bubbles are brought to the surface. So I'll try to let air in there, so maybe that doesn't do it again. Can you tell I'm nervous about it exploding over there on me? I'm not overly worried about bubbles in the back here, just because it is the back side. So I'm gonna roll with that. Okay. Now, I think what I want to do is add some little hearts to these. That's my thoughts. I don't know why I have a thing where I gotta like touch it, but, and I just really noticed that in these series. Maybe I do it and just haven't caught on that I do it. Maybe. I don't know. I have to go back and watch my other series and see. Or maybe that's just a new thing I've picked up. Who knows? Okay. Got some resin on there. Now, I do have some of that glitter poking up there, so I want to be careful with the ladder to not catch the glitter on fire. It's all about, you know, safety here. I gotta be careful. So I'm just getting some of these pieces out. I have a blue one over here from earlier today that didn't get added to a piece. I'm going to go ahead and add him to this one. Oh, I like the blue on top of that. That's really cute. I really like that. It's like thinking about, do you want to do 3 hearts? Do you want to do, I think I'm going to do a lips. The lips, I think, are the hardest to pick up. No, I need you to flip this way. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that's totally cute. Totally cute. And then I'm going to do a little love letter. I think that's gonna be sweet. Alright, there's like the tiniest bubble on top of our lips. There we go. Maybe. Just bring you to the surface. I'm bringing you on up to the surface. Okay. Now I want like this is gonna be strange-ish, but I want like just a couple. I don't even know how to describe it. I just want a little bit of extra color in here. These are sharp tweezers, so just try not to scratch my mold. Should almost put those in first. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to get what you want positioned where you want it. It's like I don't want to take away from those, but I just need a little something. Here we go. Challenges to get it off of your tweezers. Or your fingers. Okay. Let's see here. In there. In there. I'm gonna put this one in there. Perfect. Perfecto. Okay. We'll hit that one more time with just our ladder. Just because we have a couple surface bubbles that popping up there. Also, I'm gonna just, oh, that's, I could see like resin off to the side over here, but I thought it was uncured, but it's already cured, so it's fine. That's fun. I know we haven't done this one, but that's okay. Well, we'll get to them. Okay, so on the back of this, I want to do this beautiful red blue mica. Actually might not do as much as I wanted to, so probably on this one do a little different color. that piece of glass is going to pose some issues, I'm afraid. But we're just going to have to roll with it. Sometimes you just got to go with the flow of it. And it just is what it be. And it's okay. Alright, on this one, I want to use this wine red. This is so pretty earlier. I just love the concept of that, but I just don't know if it's going to give the color that I really wanted it to be. So, let's go with something we know came out so well. This one I did better of getting pieces of glass that aren't protruding way up. So, yeah. And then we'll just fill that in with resin. And then I think that those ones are basically done. I gotta have this go down more. I almost need to put my thing upside down. I'm at that point. But that's why more is coming in about a week. I'm hoping. Oh, I'm so ready for spring, y'all. I'm ready for warmer weather. I want warmer weather so that we can do some epoxy resin. I have some fun things that I want to do. But when it's negative outside, you just, it's one thing when I'm in the room because I can have the heater going and I can keep the temp pretty good. But this room that I craft in is over our garage, so it's just not going to stay as regulated as the rest of the house, especially when the temperatures are just the way they've been. It's just really hard. So, yeah. So I could keep it while I'm in here, but then, you know, Mama's got to work and Mama's got to sleep. And I refuse to have a space heater just running without me being alert of it. So, there's that. There's that issue. That's the problem. Because it would dip too much and it would probably crack the resin. So this one's pretty much done. Needs a little topper just to finish it off because our letter didn't get fully. And there was a bubble here, so I'm going to see if I can pop it just to open that up, and hopefully some resin will go in it and not make it look crazy. That's a cute little heart. Come on. It's the problem when you're down to such little in your bottle. Like, it's enough. There's still probably like this much in the bottle, but when you're down to this point, it's like you've just got air flowing in it and messing with it. It's like, stop. I need you to not do that. That I don't mind now for it to get a little overflow of the light, so we'll let it get some overflow while the other is doing what it's doing. Did I put? Yes, I did. See, I totally forgot what I did. Okay, I want some of these because I want a purple one. I want one of these blue ones. Or maybe the light pink. Oh, we already have purple. Yeah, let's do a light pink. Perfect. So I'm going to do purple. Oh, that one is trying to go sideways. I think this resin was starting to cure on us. That's also why I was like, I don't know There's resin in here. Well, that was just from the overhead lighting. So UV resin, you know, it's gonna get cured by the UV light, but it can also be affected with the other lights around. So you just gotta be aware of that. Alright. So we'll put both of these in here because they should both fit. Get their cure on. Alright. So this one is all smooth, pretty much on the back. There's like a little bump. Not a big deal. This one's still got some scratchy pieces. And where it's glass, it's not going to be able to be just like popped off. I want to use my black UV resin. I used this in the last episode on a piece and it came out really cool, and I'm hoping that will do the same with these two. Now you gotta be careful with the black. It's gonna take a little bit longer probably to cure because the UV light cannot get through the resin as easily, so it can't cure that resin up. And you'll notice that the black is almost like a gray or brown because the formula, they have to keep it to where it's somewhat transparent because it has to be able to cure. So that's normal. You don't want all the way black because guess what? If we were all the way black, it would not be able to get in and cure. Now this one, being that we are trying to fill it, we're ending up over our mold a smidge, so we're running off over here. So I'm just kind of pushing that back in, and then we're going to get this under the light so that it can, oh, sorry you two, you gotta come out so this one can cure, so that it won't be such an issue. So I'm gonna put that on 3 minutes, and then whew, that black is so strong too. Whew. It's like chemically strong. Let's do that size, didn't we? Let's do these two. Because we did these two already. Let's do these two. And then I think we'll be good. I think that would be cute. Yeah. There you go. And these can be sitting here just absorbing some of that light. That's fine. Just make sure that we're not working directly in the light for it. So, alrighty. Let's go ahead. Must be on the other side. Okay. Let's go ahead, and with this one, we're just going to have a little bit more pizzazz. That's the word I'm gonna go with, pizzazz. Okay. We're just gonna get some resin in the bottom. Pop our bubbles, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Sure. I lost like my train of thought. Like I was thinking about something that I needed, and but in my mind I knew that wasn't what I needed in that moment because I was thinking ahead of what I was gonna need for the tutorial part. Don't mind me. I just had a spastic moment. You know, like a little. Where am I? What am I doing? That's all good. Okay. So for one of them, I'm gonna use these cute little sprinkles, for lack of a better term. And for the first little bit, I'm not really worried about placement. We are building backwards, so I am going to make sure my heart is flipped at least the proper way so that it's not like upside down, because that would have been kind of weird. Make sure my lips are turned the right way too, but not overly like focused on exact placement of things. It's more just scattered. It's fun, whimsical. And then for this one, we're going to use these ones. So again, I'm not getting overly particular, other than I ended up with a lot of white. So, whoops. And I ended up with a lot of other colors. So, I just don't want it to be uniform. Trying to be a little more unintentional with how it is. Just fun. You know. This one doesn't have sprinkle like the little blue sprinkles like that one has. It doesn't have the love letters, so it's just hearts. So it's just kind of a fun little thing. Hit quickly with the heat. A little bit of heat. Pop any of those bubbles. Alright, this boy is done. Gently. They're pretty good, actually. Not bad. Let me see if this one will sit up here. I need like, somebody needs to create. Okay, let's resin. Let's hit you up and create me a big like UV that holds bigger molds. And it needs to be the double light, you know, because I like that. So just saying, if you want me to be the tester, the trial, does it work? I'm down. Okay? Just throwing it out there. Hit big, right? Hit big or go home. Okay, so you hear it just kind of popping. It's not breaking this plastic mold. It's just popping them out, which is kind of crazy. So, it was really loud, but it's fine. So, look at this one. Kiss me. What was this one? This one was the ladder. Yeah. This one was the ladder. So this is going to have to be probably fully dremeled off of here. But it's cute. It's a little darker than maybe I would have liked. I guess probably because of the black resin. I might be able to just scissor part of that off. Now we're going to need to Dremel for sure, because it's just too sharp otherwise. You want to be careful because it's resin could slice you pretty good. So, it's got a little bit of a bump there, but not bad. It is really cute. It's kind of, the blue does come out in it. If the light hits it right, I can't tell. I'm not standing up to look at the video to see if that's reflecting correctly. Good. I like the black over this red much better. To me, it looks better that way. I'm just trimming some of this off so that we don't have to use full-on Dremel, but it's really cute. This one got a lot of the bubbles around the love you, but I think it's cute. And the glass up here makes it look like there's a bubble there, but it's not a bubble. It's the glass. Well, there is kind of funny that there is kind of a bubble there where that didn't get underneath the glass. But yeah, I mean, it's cute. One of the things I thought was maybe like putting two together and making like an ornament per se. You could put piece of wire or something, like a hook in here, and then it be an ornament that you could fashion and hang, you know, like hang from your rear view mirror, or if you did decorate for Valentine's. The way I'm looking at this one now, actually when that black gets behind it, it's even prettier with the depth of that mica. I don't know, I like it. I mean, it's just fun, right? It's all about having fun. Alright, so this one is done, and it's just a little dainty one. Let's take off this. Get it cleaned up and dremeled, but it's really cute. I think it would be a sweet like accent to something. It's cute. It might need like black on the back just to make that iridescent color pop a little bit more, but I also don't want to take away from how dainty it is. And I'm afraid if I add black, that kind of negates the daintiness. Okay, so this is going to need one more layer. And then I might put like a love letter and a pair of lips on it. I don't know. Oh, I have like yellow. I totally forgot. This one was just like over here random. There's like yellow and green. Maybe we'll do a layer and layer some of these ones on there. Okay. So yeah, I don't always go in. Like, I have a general idea of what I'm going to do, but I don't go in like fully knowing what I'm going to do. It's kind of like, oh, let's wing it. We're going to just make it happen today. So yeah, it's all good. That's the fun of it. Okay, so this one I'm going to put Sunday Brunch Stone Mica in next on it, because I feel like that is going to be really sweet. This one, I'm going to put some I Love You Stone Mica in it, because I think that it would be sweet for it. So these stone micas are from Counterculture. They're just it's like a glitter almost. They call it a mica though, but to me mica is very powdery. This is more chunky, like a chunky glitter, but it's flakier. And stone, probably, I don't know what they use to make it, but basically stone, like, it's just real thin, almost like slatey like, but it's not, of course, slate, so I don't know. Whatever they make it with. I don't even know if they sell this stuff anymore. They've been doing a lot of like closeout sales on some of the stuff. They're still big on their resins and all that, but they've been doing a lot of closeouts, so I don't know what I haven't like gone hunting for the stone micas, because I caught these like on a clearance, and then just I mean, you see how little I'm using. And this much. I think this is probably 2 of the I Lava use. They came in 2-ounce things, but this is a 4 or 6 ounce container, and so granted the 2 ounce, you know, measurement wise, it doesn't quite go in there. So I think I ended up buying like 2 of the 2-ounce things to get it this full, and I've used very little of it already, so yeah, it's all good. Oh gosh, it scared me. Boy dog going crazy. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. So I had to stop the video to help my daughter with some schoolwork. She started a new program here for her classes at the beginning of the year, and we're still going through a little bit of, you know, the learning curve of all that. So anyhow, we're good. Ouch, we're good. We're good, other than I just smacked my knee. So I wanted to get those under the UV lights. I got them under. But anyway, I meant to pause the video. I stopped the video. Technology, right? Technology. It's all good. Just one of those things that I'm like, okay. I don't always do the best with technology, to be honest. I couldn't remember. I was like, is that wet? Is it not? And if it was wet, I didn't want to stick my finger right in it. So it's not. So I just want to go ahead and add a nice thin layer of resin on there. And I'm going to get like an orange one and a green one and a pink one over here. Maybe. Oh, there's yellow. I was like, I swear there's another color. There it is. Make a yellow one. Okay, let's move these around if I can. Let me go ahead and get one more purple one in here. Good measure, because we lost our purple one in the bottom here. There. Kind of lost our blue one over here too in the bottom layer, but it'd be what it be. One of these is really thin, so I'm gonna throw another one in there. I should almost like flip-flop the yellow or the blues and the purple, but it be what it be. Okay, that's fine. Let's throw that under. Okay, so we did our micas that I wanted to do. Then this one, I know what I'm going to put on it. This one I don't quite know, but we'll get there. Let's go ahead and fill this one up. I'm afraid I'm getting too many bubbles, but we're just gonna have to roll with it. I mean, at these layers, I'm not super worried about bubbles, but, you know, I try to avoid them. Okay, so for my red ones, I want to put this decorative red glass. I've got to get it into the container. Let's see what size containers I have. Two bags of this. This was a 20 ounce. I think it's my weight, but that was a lot in that bag. So worth it. I love a good clearance and sale. So look at things like that. In video 1, I said where I got that. I got it from Micas. It was on clearance because it's technically Christmas. So it was in the Christmas section. Look for things like that when you go to Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Joann Fabrics is a little far for me, so I haven't been in a really long time, but I do love a Joann's as well. What I would say is just like look in those sections, even for holidays, and see if there is a sale or something going on, because you might actually catch one of those. Like, that is a decorative glass that's meant to be put probably in like a vase, with some Christmas bulbs or something. You know, it's a decorative, they call it a decorative glass filler. Well, I'm not going to use it for that. I'm going to use it in my resin. So think about when you're shopping and looking in the clearance, like, is this something I can use in my resin or use? And maybe it's not its intended use, but just totally dunked my finger in resin. Good job. I don't wear gloves because usually with UV resin I'm pretty good about not doing that, and then did it right on camera. And you might come across something kind of like that. This that I just put in, the little flakes, is from Hobby Lobby. Caught them on clearance too. They were called like a little glitter pack or mica pack or something, kind of like the stone micas. They feel very papery, whereas the counterculture feels thicker than them, but doesn't matter. They work similar, but it's a little bit darker purple, so I wanted to go ahead and put it in as another layer. But yeah, so look for things like that that might help you with your resins. These little hearts, they were at Hobby Lobby in the Valentine's Day section. Now Valentine's Day, at least when I went, was 40% off, so I count that as good. I mean, it was like $2-3 for that whole bag, and then 40% off of that, so it's not costing you a ton. And look at how few we use. Like, that'll probably last me a lifetime. Honestly. Okay, so this one we are definitely gonna have to build it up with resin, because we put those hearts on there. So we're gonna have to do some creativity here. Creativeness. But yeah, check those things out is what I would say, is like, and don't get stuck in a box. My dog's like all day today. If you watch series or episode 1 of this series, you would know it too. They've been on one today. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, just be on the lookout for things that maybe aren't like in the UV resin section that could be used with your UV resin or in your resin, things like that. The candy mold, I picked that up early on in my resin endeavors, and of course it was cheap, and I like debated. I'd never seen anybody use that, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it, and worst case I'm out like $1. You know, that's kind of how I look at it. So have fun with it, don't stress about it, just like enjoy the process is what I would say. Learn to enjoy the process, and get creative. Don't get put in a box at all, because this art, like, I'm only showing you guys a smidge of what could be done with this art. It's insane. So this is that container that we had from round 1. It's mostly pretty well cured up. I could probably throw it under the light and it would cure up even more, but you can see with some masking tape that's going to clean up, especially with all that glitter in there. We just want to get that out, so that's easy. Except I can't get my tape to cooperate with me. That's good. This is overflowing, which I knew it would be. Probably should have tried to get it under the light faster. Yeah, that's almost all the way cleaned up. Look how easy that was. So, you know, don't stress about the cleanup side. It'll come together. Alrighty. So, We're gonna have some journaling to do. That's fine. It's to be expected. These are adorable. Of course, I just rubbed fresh resin on there, and I was thinking about throwing a mica on. Good job. Alright, let's see here. I think we can still do it. I'll just get a little bit creative with how I'm doing it. I'm just going to take the back side of my spoon and get a little bit of this mica and pop it where I didn't put the resin, and then I'll use my tool and spread it more. This is a bright red. Mica goes so far so long. It doesn't take much, and so I got that in a set, in a kit from Amazon when I first started, and haven't even begun to use it all, honestly. So it's one of those. And then I got another set that is, I think it has to be the same brand, although they don't label, or they didn't put their brand name on them. But they came in a different, I'll show y'all. Let me find one that, like, truly is obvious. Let's see. So I got this, that's rose gold, and I got a set that has this type of bottle that's rose gold. It's the same, like, number on it, and it's the same color, basically. It looks a smidge different maybe in the bottles just because of the tint of the containers, but it's like it's the same brand. So, like, I have orange and orange. So, yeah, I've got Micas like you wouldn't believe because of that. And then, of course, you pick up some here and there because I'm a crafter and I collect craft supplies. You know, like, yeah, I'm a craft supply collector. And actually crafting is a whole different hobby. So one of my hobbies is I go shopping and collect craft supplies. Another hobby is actually using those craft supplies. So, yep. You know, if any of you have boyfriends or husbands that are like, well, I never see you use these things. Well, yeah, because that wasn't part of this hobby. That's a whole different hobby. And yet, you gotta give me time to be able to use them, right? And I can't use them if I haven't bought them. So, there's that. I'll help y'all out. I was so excited though. Like, I went to, last Friday, I decided to take a little me time. Actually, I offered to take the kids, but neither one wanted to go, so that was fine. So it ended up being me time, and I had some gift cards for Hobby Lobby and Michael's. So I was like, I really want to go check out their Christmas clearance. And so I went, and just me time. I gotta go in the aisles I wanted to go in. I didn't have to get distracted and go in a different aisle. Anybody with kids understands. So it was really fun. I got to just have a little me time and take part in my hobby of shopping for some supplies. Hobby Lobby, I didn't spend a ton. There wasn't really much Christmas stuff that I was like, oh, I can't live without that. They didn't really have anything as far as that goes. But I picked up those like little Valentine things and a few little things here and there. Now, Michael's, they had a ton of Christmas stuff on clearance still, and I was super excited because I saved over $300 at Michael's. Only spent It was almost $400 savings. I was really proud. I didn't spend a whole ton, so I was pretty stoked. I was like a good sale. Alright, so this guy, we're going to go ahead and pop him out. He's a little bit of a hot mess. Hot Mess Express here, because he's definitely got some thick edges happening. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that off while I sort of can. And then he'll get dremeled in part 3 to clean up the rest of him, just because definitely is going to need these edges smoothed out, because they are something pretty sharp. Now this part's going to be hard, and the last time, episode 1, I got a little bit crazy, and I broke a layer completely off of one of the hearts, so I'm a little bit nervous to get too overzealous. And I don't want to cut my heart in half, which I feel like that's kind of what I'm doing. I'll try one more thing, and then if this doesn't work, yeah, that's not going to do it. I'm afraid it's going to just pop that whole top layer right on off. And I don't want to do that. Every mistake is fixable, as I always say. You just got to get creative. But I'm feeling like I don't want to go down that road with that one. So, we're just not going to go down it. Alright, when that comes out, we're going to take a look at those. And then that will be the end of this episode. And then next time we come back, we'll do some cleanup of these pieces, just so that you can see that. Hopefully, it won't be a very long video. Hopefully, it will be. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to stand up to unmold these ones so that I can see how it's coming through on the camera for us. Look at the beautifulness. I'm loving this red and purple. I just realized these are my favorite colors. So, let's do the red. Oh, it's precious, y'all. It is so freaking precious. I love it. I think it's so cute. The only thing I maybe would have done different is get another lips in there. But, you know what? Oh well. It is darn stinking cute. And it really doesn't have much that needs, like, cleaned up on it. It's really sweet looking. Oh, this camera is not going into focus. Look at that. So cute. Okay. This purple one. This mold is so nice, by the way. I think I got it on Amazon. But it is very nice because it just, they like pop out so easily. It's cute. It's really cute. I don't know why my camera's being funny, but oh, and I've got you guys changed profiles. I thought I fixed that, but I didn't when I came back on. But, you know, this is going to be a funky video. We're still learning, right? So the only thing I would have done different with this one is maybe get another heart down here. Would have been really cute. But, again, this was, like, not a scientific one. You know, I was going for the whimsical. I love the purple and the red. So I was just curious with that mold, if putting, you know, if you put two together and put a hook in there to be able to hook it, and of course you UV resined it and they'd be like flush against each other, if that wouldn't be cute. And it would be probably really cute. Oh, I love it. I don't know how many we do tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is that right? That goes in there. Oh, we did this one this morning. I was like, I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we did 6 tonight, which is sweet. Yeah, we kind of did purples, reds, and then we went like pink to more of the latter. So I'm gonna get you guys flipped. Don't mind messes. Maybe, well, nope, orientation is not flipping. So we're just going to zoom in this way for you guys to see those. See how pretty? Looks amazing. That bottom heart looks like, well, there's on a few of them a glare. It's just the ring light. So anyway, sorry to spin y'all around. Whoops, funky. And show you my hand. Now we're going to go really in. I just pulled you out of my clip. So, yep. Let's talk about New Year and new flaws with filming. So, anyway, that is the real me, though, as hopefully you guys are learning to love and get me at my fullest. So, unedited, basically, it's what I would say, at its true form. So, alright, y'all. Well, hope you enjoyed this so far with this series, and I will be back again next week for the finishing touches on these gorgeous hearts that we've done. See you later.